Welcome. This is Sister Naira, your transformational life coach and speaker. I am live with you all today from Heal on Purpose podcast. We are here to intentionally eradicate generational trauma, dramas, limiting beliefs, and self-sabotaging behavior patterns. Today, family, I am truly excited to bring forth my special guest, a young Black man that's in the community that is fired up, he's focused, he's dedicated, and he's committed to changing the future of changing the generational traumas and dramas to make a better future for our youth. Not only is he a master barber, the owner of Clippers Magazine, a youth coach, a mentor, a father, a companion, a son, a friend to many. I am happy and elated to say that he is my brother, not just a brother in faith, but my biological brother, one that I love, I admire. He's my younger brother, but he's my big brother. And today, I'm going to bring forth the one and only Coach Luke. Thank you for being here, Coach Luke. This is my brother,
y'all. Hey, all right.
Yes, we here. You know, Coach Luke. And it's an honor to even call you Coach Luke. You know, I just know you as bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's an honor to be called.
Yes, we affectionately call him in family proud, but that's a family thing. And I'm just so happy to have you here, brother, to just be able to share some insight, some motivation, some inspiration, and truly the struggle, because it ain't, we ain't always had it good, but we always had the best.
Right.
And so to have you here is definitely an honor. And I gave my loving inspiration of who you are, but I would like for you to tell the listening audience and the community, who are you, Coach Luke?
I'm Coach Luke. I coach youth football. I'm a master barber. I'm just a staple in the community. I try to do right by everybody. That's just Coach Luke.
Yes. I like that you say that you're a staple in the community, and that's a part of this program today. We want to talk about how mother and father, it's 5 of us. Wow. And you are the second person that we can look to and know that ask you right now, my big brother, what inspires you to become a staple in the community?
Well, what inspired me to become a staple in the community, because we don't have staples in the community. We have a lot of negativity that I see going on around us, and it just embarked upon me just to be the one that's positive. That's it. Hello? Oh. I don't know. We breaking up.
And I'm sorry. Hold on. David. Okay, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, Luther?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, family. Y'all, please bear with us. We having some technical difficulties here. So, Luther, what inspires you the most to become a staple in the community?
Like I said, there's really not too many positive role models going around in the Black community these days. If you look at everything that influences us, it shows negativity. So with that being said, I chose to go the opposite route and try to influence kids. So you know, as a being a barber, I get to be next to kids, and I'm next to their ear, to where anything that I say can be heard. And sometimes it's only solidified outside of the household, outside of what their parents tell them. So when they hear it from somebody else, it sounds right and it sounds true to them. So versus me telling them the same thing that we're hearing in the music, I chose to tell them what's right, what's going on, and how to further their future. So that's how I chose to become a staple in the community.
Oh, that's powerful, bro. You know, that's powerful. You know, being able to choose positivity over negativity when we living in a society where, you know, it's easily to be disrupted and distracted from positivity. And,
Right.
you know, as I think about how we grew up and the things that we had to face and the circumstances that we went through, you know, if you don't mind, I know it wasn't always your mindset to be positive. You know, give us a point. What was your victim to victorious story?
Just growing up and living a lifestyle that I really didn't have to live, going to jail and being in a place that I did not know, I knew I did not want to be. And being locked up in a room for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and doing that for months on end, years on end, I knew that wasn't for me. So when I got my behind out of that situation, I knew I had to stay out that situation. So like you said, I wasn't always thinking about doing right. I was trying to do wrong, just being rebellious, because I was born into right. So I just figured like doing wrong was going to be for me. But then when I got into some wrong, I seen that it wasn't for me. And now it's time for me to go back right and stay right.
Now that's a whole word right there. You know, to be able to be under somebody else's control, you know, going to prison. And I remember that, you know, you was what, 18, 19?
I was 18.
18 years old, going to prison. And, you know, I watched our mama, you know, you was sentenced to 4 years, but God bless you to get out in 11 months. And because of her not having a high school education, not having the money to get an attorney, she studied night and day, and she filed for an appeal, and she won that appeal to bring you out of jail, out of prison at 18 years old. How did that make you feel?
That made me feel blessed and thankful that I do got a mama that do care about me and that do love me. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. I'm in a situation through my life, the way I was born and who I am, that situations like this happen for me to make me be able to coach youth football. If I didn't have a mother that loved me the way she do, I wouldn't be Coach Luke today. I'm only Coach Luke because of my mom and the things that she do for me. And the way, like you said, when I went to prison, she was there for me. It's my right hand. She was my right hand girl. She looked that up to, well, I have intelligence, but my intelligence led me to stupidity, to where I wasn't researching and doing investigations. And she was telling me, Luther, go to that law library. Luther, do this. Luther, do that. But man, within my ignorance and at the time, she did it for me to make sure I was straight. So I'm only Coach Luke because of her.
Yeah, that's the power of a mother's love, you know. And I want to talk a little bit about, you talked about the mother's love, you know, but let's talk about the love of a father. Now, you are a father of 13?
12.
14? 12. Okay, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. You're a father of 12, right?
Correct.
Beautiful Black children.
Correct.
What's your love? Like, tell us some of your passionate moments about that.
About being a father?
Yes.
Just seeing them born and watching them advance. That's that's one of the best moments you can have as a father having kids, man. Just when you see them come into the world and not knowing who they is and what they is, and now I'm watching them advance and they're growing up and they're adults and they're free thinkers and they independent, and that's the beauty of it. Watching them kids grow up.
Yes, free thinkers. Now tell us some. What's your relationship? What was your relationship with your father, our daddy?
I had a great relationship with my dad. You know, I didn't live in a household with him all my life, but you know, when I seen my dad, he taught me things. He gave me whatever he could possibly give me, and he showed me whatever I needed to know for me to be successful for today. That was my dad. He was a great dad. Took me anywhere I wanted to go, and he showed me what family was. Like, stick to your family, be around your family. That was like one of the main things I got from him. But my dad was awesome. My dad was amazing.
Absolutely. So growing up, Luther, one of your passions was to play football. Let's talk about little Luther in life for football.
Hold on. Go back in there. My life with football, you know, I grew up playing football because the neighborhood we lived in, back in my times growing up, all the boys played out the door. All boys, we didn't stay in the house playing on no video games. So football it was like religion in our neighborhood. And so in order for me to play, I had to get out there with them or sit on the side. So I had a dream of playing football because I'm just naturally good at it. But I didn't want to play football because I was scared to get hit. I didn't want them boys hitting on me and stuff like that. So just my dream of playing football, it really did last long. It only lasted because everybody else was doing it.
Yes. So now you're a coach.
Right.
You're a football coach. And we're looking at a society today where the religion for, like you say, football was a religion for you, but the religion for these children, from my viewpoint, and you can maybe expound, is these games. You know, they playing these video games. What's that? The one where they shoot the
Right. But we can't put it all on the kids with this situation. You're right. Kids these days, they're stuck into this entertainment world. They're stuck into this virtual world. They're stuck into the matrix. But it's not all on the kids because they don't have the money to buy this stuff.
Let's speak into that because this is necessary. If we're going to change, generational traumas, dramas, limiting beliefs, but we're furthering it, maybe it's out of ignorance. What do you see? Like, if it's not all on the children, now that bringing the responsibility back to the parents, speak into that.
Okay. When I went to school, we used to have these things called like bag races, like a field day, what they called a field day, to where kids had to compete against each other. But on your way to field day, you knew you was going to be jumping in the bag with me, the leg race or the egg race or something. This was competition. And see, this comes from me being out the door all the time. These kids these days, they're in video games. So when you put your kid into a competition, he's not competing. So what I mean by this is, if you let your son play Fortnite, if you let your son play John Madden, if you let your son play NBA 2K, or any popular video games, and they're on that game for 5, 6, 7 hours a day, they're not thinking about going outside to be active in the community. So when I put them up against a kid that's active, then you're looking, and then you as a parent sitting on the sideline and you're like, why my son can't run? Why my son ain't running through the cones, or his footwork drills are not up the par? Because he's not even thinking about that. He ready to leave football practice or the practice the competition that we in, and to go get back onto the video game. Back into a world that don't exist. Right now, these kids need skills to even climb a tree. Let's just say, take something as basic as climbing a tree. Some of these kids don't even climb a tree. They scratching their head like, what's that, Coach Luke? Because they're sitting in the house all day on video games, and they don't have the money to buy. The parents have the money to buy. The mama is the RN with the money. The daddy owned the lawn service. The daddy own the the car business. The mama own, she does these other stuff. So when the kid asks for these toys, they go right out and buy them.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to my listening audience. Hey, family, as you're out there listening to us and whatever is making valuable points, put it in the comment section. We want to hear from you as we're having this candid discussion on Black men standing up in the community and taking a role of leadership, mentorship, and really giving us a roadmap out, because we know in this day and time that violence is raising in the community, especially amongst Black youth. And so I'm going to ask Coach Luke, what is the alternative to really take our children's minds out of this violent behavior pattern that we are seeing grow every day?
You know how we're going to have to get our kids back away from all this right here? We're going to have to do it together. We as parents are not together. Me and you are not together on the issue of our kids. You think one way about your kids and I think one way about my kid. So when we come together in a function, this is how we behaving. So your kid feel like he could just say or do anything amongst anybody and there's no repercussion to that. My kid don't think like that. So your kid is willing to cuss me and you out. And that's where the violence is going to come in, because my kid stand on principle. He not going to let you cuss me out. He not going to let you just disrespect me. So your kid just feel like he can say any or do anything that he want. See, we got to come together and start teaching these kids right from wrong. So when we do get into these functions, in case your kid do say something or he's out of place, nobody goes upside his head.
Right.
And that's how the violence starts. Your son just feel like he can say anything. F the world. It's freedom of speech. I can say and do what I want to, but you just can't do that. You can't come in my our situation and just do that, because we're gonna say something to you because we stand on principles too.
Right.
So violence is coming from the level of respect out here, and that's what we got to do is as parents is come back and get our kids back to respecting each other and respecting what we have going on in our own community.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches is our unity, family, is more stronger than a hydrogen or atomic bomb. And that's what I'm hearing from Coach Luke is we got to bring community back to community. You know, we got to be able to, you know, come together as parents and get on the same accords. And like you said, you know, many of us have different value systems. What is your core values? Give us 4 principles of your core values when it comes to community, when it comes to being a father to these children, a mentor, a coach. Give us 4 core values.
Honesty.
Somebody write that down. Honesty.
Honesty. Because nobody ain't gonna trust you if they find out you with the book, what these children call capping these days. Man, if you full of cap, these children don't trust you. They find out that you full of cap, they ain't gonna trust you. And that's what you got to build upon next. Now, after honesty, we're gonna come with respect. These children want respect too. You just can't keep telling them, go sit your little ass down some motherfucking well.
Yeah, right. I understand you feel real candid now.
Yeah, you just can't keep telling them that. This is what, as parents, what we do. You don't respect what they saying. You're not respecting what they got going on. You're not respecting their dream. You're making them go follow your dream. You want your son to be a doctor. You want your son to be this. You want your son to be that. So you putting them into that. But the boy telling you this ain't what I want to do. You're not respecting what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I want to do this. I want to do that. I got big dreams of this. I got bigger dreams of that, mama. And you not even listening or respecting what I say because you don't respect it, because you don't value it. Now, after all that, after respect comes the value. You got to value everything that's going on. You got to have values. You got to have that. If you have no values, the disrespect ain't gonna be there. The respect level ain't gonna be there. The honesty ain't gonna be there because you don't value nothing that you're talking about. You could be talking about anything, like they say, the children say, caps in your raps. You can't have caps in your raps.
Right.
And the last thing I would want to say with the folk is loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds cliche, but people want somebody that they know gonna ride or die with them these days. I ain't willing to keep sharing or open myself up and doing all these different things or with people that I know that's going to be in my corner. This is how kids feel. Some of these parents not even loyal to their own kids. You'll be with your kid, but then again, as soon as your homeboy or your homegirl or something else pop up, you'll put your kid dream down and go over there and hang with them. Your kid, these boys 13, 9, 10, 11, they understand that when my daddy friend come over there, he ain't even playing football with me no more.
Wow.
He over there talking about stuff that don't even matter. Talk about other stuff. Mama ain't even home. He talk about other girls. But you think your son don't know that?
Wow. Somebody put that in the chat for me, family. I'm sorry. I can't type all of this stuff, but I do not want these points to go unnoticed. He said loyalty. And, that's real. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt that you needed your core values and it wasn't available to you? The core values of having respect, respect, value, loyalty, How does a child overcome that when they can't see, they may not identify it as core values, but this is the type of support that I need? What would you tell a child that's listening or a parent that's listening, how to get in communication about these 4 values that you have raised the point? What is the solution?
Listen. It's simple as listen. Stop always trying to talk. Just listen. Somebody trying to tell you something. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. If you could just listen to what's being said to you, then you'll understand that.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are always trying to your kid is trying to tell you what's important to them, what they value, what their belief system is. And we just have to listen to him. Don't think because he's only 2 years old, he ain't trying to tell you what he believes in. That's tell you. Key. Yeah, they telling you. My son tell me every day what he believe in. I have learned to understand him. He's a genius. Kids are geniuses. I'm the dumb one. So the one key word I'm saying that is just listen. They're telling you. You just got to figure it out. You got to decipher that on your own.
Bro, you said something real key. Children have voices too. And I remember coming up as a child that I didn't always feel like I had a voice. I didn't feel like, from my vantage point, and maybe my parents thought it, or those who helped raise us, maybe they felt like, I had a voice, but there was times in my life where I felt like I didn't have a voice. So to have someone to listen to you and not tell you, okay, sit down, shut up. Children are not, what is it? We used to be told, stay out of grown people business. And I understand those are values, but at what point does a child have a voice? So that what you said is really key, to be able to listen to our children and allow them to express themselves, and really cultivate in teaching our children how to express themselves. And I believe, from my vantage point, the way we do that is to be able to start a conversation. What is the best way to start a conversation with our youth today? Especially when, at this point, they feel like we don't understand them. And I agree, we don't understand them. We're in a different world. We're in a different time period than when we grew up. So what would you say? How does a parent, a child, a teacher, a friend, a mentor, the neighbor across the street, how do we become relatable to these children today?
Instill your core values on them. Just the same thing you believe in, you approach them kids with that. They know sincerity. Man, I know when you're sincere about something, them kids can feel that. So if you come up to me, talking to me as a kid, and you trying to embark upon trying to figure me out, I can tell if you genuine. These kids, let me just break it down. These kids know when Coach Luke coming up them with the bull. Man, Coach Luke, my mama sent you up here to talk to me, or Coach Luke, I could tell when you just really care about me, bro. Mm-hmm. See, they know, they can feel that. Man, what's going on in your life today, bro? What's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. What happened in school? Oh yeah. See, they know when I'm sincere about that. So I really don't know how to answer this question, but what I do is I always probe them with positivity. How was it, man? What happened at school today? What happened at lunch?
Right.
You feel me?
Yes.
I probe them with positivity. Oh yeah, man, I heard that y'all did have a little dance at school. Tell me about that. Coach, we ain't had no dance at school. We did this and this. That's how I hear them.
So you get into their world. Get into their world.
Into their world.
Yes.
That's what I do. Different approaches work for different people, but I play the role with them. They kids.
Right. And I feel you and I see you, and I'm getting a different light from you, bro. And I really appreciate your vulnerability. How important would you say in this day and time? And I'm really honing in on the Black man, to show vulnerability, vulnerability, I believe in this day and time is necessary. How do we show our children, and in particular our little boys, on how to be vulnerable to show emotions, especially when we come up in a culture that boys don't cry, or you become a little sissy or something if you crying and this, that, and the other? How do you break the barriers to become vulnerability? Or vulnerable?
These days, right, in the time that you living in right now, these children got a term that say lame. They not showing that they lame. Ain't no kid finna show you that they're lame. So they not finna cry in front of you. This is where the violence come in at. Cause they have been disrespected there, or they've been put in a position to where they feeling like they're lame. And when kids feeling like what they call this lame, this is where they're gonna react. So to help ease that, I don't try to get them out of make them recognize that when you see situations where people trying to make you feel a lame or be a lame, or you in that situation, let's take some steps back so we don't act upon that. You feel what I'm trying to say? If that makes sense. Somebody could come up and disrespect one of my 14-year-olds and make him put, man, you ain't smoking this bud. You a lame, bro. You lame as hell. I try to tell them to get away from that. You already know they coming. When you walk away, you ain't no lame. Ain't nothing lame about you not smoking no weed. See, we put kids into situations to make them feel like they vulnerable. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So the best way for me to approach that and to tell them is, man, you not that. You something bigger than that. You could get away from any situation that you want to. Come to Coach Luke. Call Coach Luke, bro. I'll come pick you up.
So you're saying, wow, that's powerful. You're saying we got to be accessible.
Right.
Always have an outlet.
You got to have an outlet, and always instill that into the kid's head. Peer pressure is a mug. When your friend first try to give you a cigarette, you looking for a way to tell him no, but nobody never told you how to say no.
Come on. Wait a minute. Hold it. This is real talk. Okay. Nobody showed you how to say no.
Nobody never told you how to say no.
I'm gonna be very transparent with us. We came up in a culture where parents, I ain't gonna say parents because our parents didn't never do it, but adults smoke with children. You understand? Or drugs was openly, or drug dealing and these type of things was openly, the child can sit and there was no covering. Right? So now here it is. We had to go through that to grow through that. What are you doing to change the dynamics of that? I mean, you spoke a lot, but give us some insight. What can a person do where drugs and all of these things are very prevalent in the community? How do we get our children from underneath that type of exposure?
Keep them active in stuff that where drugs are not allowed nowhere near around. Mm-hmm. You got to put them in activities that where if drugs was there, the whole situation was collapsed. See, we're not putting our kids in a position to succeed when it comes down to that. Drugs are everywhere. We can't say that, right? But if I leave my kid walking through my neighborhood all day for 4-5 hours, he's gonna find some drugs around here. But if I put my kids in a community event and he out there for the next 6 hours, the likelihood of him finding drugs today will be slim to none. So if I keep my kid busy every day and I be with him every day, the chances of him finding drugs gonna be slim to none.
Right. Idle Mind family is the devil's workshops. I'm gonna ask somebody to drop that in the comments. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so, Coach Luke, I want to show you in action, right? We did a lot of talking, but I want to show a picture of you in action. I hope my engineer is able to put that up. This is the passion. Tell me, Coach Luke, as you see that picture, what do you see in this picture as it relates to yourself personally, your family, your community, and ultimately the world? When you look at this picture, what do you see?
Wow. Just I see a lot. I see us me trying to direct these little boys. Look at them, they lost. They look at he's looking for Coach Luke. He's looking for that. Like I say, he's looking for that trust. Coach Luke, is this what you saying working? Because I don't believe it's gonna work. Them boys bigger than me. Is what you gonna show me work? I don't prepare you. Coach Luke, you don't prepare me. But look at it. Look at the look in Bryson's eyes. Look at the look of confusion. And look at me solidifying. I'm going over trying to tell him, Bryson, look, it's gonna be okay. All we got to do is this. All we got to do is that. And he looking for somebody to trust. He's scared. He's scared. So you see me out there dealing with that, trying to instill that into these kids. It's gonna be all right, bro. No matter what we going through in our life, up or down, it's gonna be okay. Let me show you the right way. Not just him, everybody in the community. Trust Coach Luke. Look at our opponent. We got something that we got trial and tribulation right here in front of us. We can't turn around from this. We got to meet it head on. This is adversity. It's about how we gonna respond. Is we gonna tuck our tail and go over there and cry, or is we gonna get back out here and play? This is what we have to instill into these kids. It goes on all everywhere in their life. It ain't just on that football field. That kid could be facing adversity where he's stuck in life. That could be, and he's looking confused. How he gonna get up out of it? Is anybody there to show him a way to get up out of it? Is anybody there to tell him no?
Come on.
Is you showing him how to say no? Drugs are in his face every day. The wrong situation is in his face every day. But you know what? He gonna be able to look back and see that stuff. What Coach Luke, that's the same. All that picture right there shows you a lot. That's what's gonna go on in our community. That's what's going on in our community. Our boys are out here in this world and they're looking confused. Who is right there next to them to show them that it's gonna be okay? Who is there next to them to show them that it's going? That's Coach Luke. I'm in the community showing that ain't my son. My son on the team too. But I'm showing every little boy, when you get confused, you can rely on what I just showed you, and it's gonna get you through.
Absolutely. And so that's the value of having Black men in Black leadership roles to Black children, and in particular, the Black boy.
That's very powerful. There's a lot I want to say about that, but I can't expound on everything.
I understand. So, bro, when I looked at that picture, what I seen is for the future of our children, we're in our winning season. And a lot of us don't know what it looks like or to feel like to just win in life because of the circumstances and the conditions that we're currently, or we always kind of trying to wiggle our way through or maneuver our way through. What does it feel like when you got a child that ain't never experienced their winning season, but they get out on that field and they experience that winning season? Talk about that.
That's one of the biggest joys in the world. That's one of the biggest joys in the world, to take somebody that don't know nothing about nothing and see and put them into an experience where they're enjoying it. That's one of the biggest feelings that you could ever have in life. It don't have to just be football. It could be in your arena too. Just take somebody that don't know nothing about what you know and show them and let them experience that. Then you'll see the gratitude that you get out of it. I take these kids don't know nothing about football, show them about football, and now they're winning. Like you say, they're winning in life because now they're prepared to go do football activities or know something about football, and that makes them feel better. A 6-year-old that don't know who a quarterback is or what a quarterback is, now he could go tell his dad and have a conversation with his dad. That's a beautiful feeling to me, because that's breaking down the barriers that we have up against us. Some of these dads don't know how to talk to their kids, and sometimes football is the way to start that conversation.
Absolutely. What would you say to Black men as far as getting activated in mentorship and leadership in the community?
Right now, I would just say, just get up and start. Your son, your daughter is involved into something right now. It ain't got to be an extracurricular activity. It's in school. Just get up and be active with it. My son was involved in the football, for youth football. So I just got up and was a coach, and I've been coaching ever since. So get up and just participate in the things that your kid already got going on. Just be active with it, and that'll help. Like you say, that'll help build a trust with your kids. Because you, like my daddy, coach. My mama is on the team board. So they liable to go even harder, and you're liable to get better results out your kids. Sometimes it's the kids, I ain't gonna say all the time, but sometimes it's the kids that don't have parents involved into these activities with them or help them get into stuff. That's the ones that's causing the trouble in the community. My son don't cause trouble because he know I'm a coach at that field. It'd be the kids that's causing trouble at that field. Their parents not out there. They get dropped off or they walk into the field or stuff like that. The more you involved in your kid's life, the less trouble you'll have to really worry about.
Right. Now you share something backstage that everybody can't, and everybody don't have the position or the role or the time to be on a field, right?
Right.
And that can also be a help or also a hindrance. Give us your viewpoint of those who, how did you position yourself to be available, to be not just a father, but an active leader with your children in the things that they do?
The backstory on that would be is how can I say it? It's first time I say it's destined. This was destined for me. And the way I was raised helped me with this too, right? I said that to say this. I'm blessed enough to be able to put myself in position because I went to school. I furthered my education. I took the necessary steps for me to be able to say, well, Coach Luke don't have a job. I work for myself. I'm a master barber. So most of these guys or parents, they have 9-to-5 jobs. They work for me and people like me or a corporation to where this father can't take off his light bill due. And if he leave at 9 to 5, he ain't gonna have no job tomorrow. I set myself up. If I didn't want to cut hair today and I wanted to go coach youth football, I'm gonna still be employed tomorrow. Or I'm gonna be employed. I'm gonna be employed as soon as I get done with youth football. Somebody calling me, or I could call somebody to schedule an appointment because I hustled that hard. I set myself up for that. But I'm saying that I said that to say this. It's already written for you. It's already written for you. You just got to get up and do your calling. It's telling you in your head every day. That's all I could basically say.
I like that. It's already written for you. Look, family, if you are enjoying this, and I see Auntie Beatrice on here, Auntie B, it's good to see you. That's our daddy's sister. It's already written for you, you know. And a story not told is a destiny lost. You know, I believe in, you know, everybody got an untold story that's within them. And so you today telling your story is impacting every single listener that will hear this if we are able to look into the value of your story and extract what's necessary, not only to apply in our lives, but help somebody else. And so one of the things that I've heard you say, and I know of you as my brother, as a leader in the community, is intellectual property, right? How important is that to instill that in our children? And what books would you say that we can change generational traumas, especially dealing with the Black man, into generational wealth meaning spiritual, mental, emotional, and also physical, financially as well?
Communication is key. Communication rules this nation. And I ain't saying I'm the smartest person, but I did try to up my intellect a little bit to be able to try to compete in this world. That's basically it. And like I said, I'm not the smartest dude, but I do read and I do try to keep up with things, right? And the book that I would say go read. I would say read Think and Grow Rich, and I would say read Rich Dad Poor Dad. They sound like some cliche books, but these books really, really are powerful. And as I read them, it shows me of who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
Because that book, I'm just talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Greene. It talks about two different dads, but as I read the story, it was talking about me being two different dads to my kids.
Mm.
And
expound on that, and hopefully we can show those books.
So when I get my kids, or when I be around my kid, what father am I to them? Am I being the father that's showing them how to think and grow rich and be successful, or is I'm the father that's showing them how to spend up their money and party and all this other stuff because I'm showing them that I ain't got it, or is I'm showing them that I got it? What lifestyle is we showing our kids? I'm trying to show my kids right now. I'm trying to be the rich dad right now in my kid life, trying to show them everything positive. That's why they tell me, Dad, you talk our ear off. We don't want to hear that by you. Or is I'm really trying to show them the negative side of me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, family, look at this. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich, intellectual property. So I'm so happy, bro, that you was able to spend time with me today and, share space and to be able to impart something that we can do to change the world. I'm going to ask you, what would be 3 things that you would tell our listening audience to speak it to the mothers, speak it to the fathers, speak it to the children, speak it to the community, speaking to those who know and those who don't know, to make an impact in this world? Give me 3 things that you would say that a person could walk away from this conversation and say, wow, I've been edified by this conversation today.
3 things that I would like you to walk away with is get involved. Get involved into these kids' lives, because they is the future of everything. I heard a song when I was a little boy, and I want to say it was by Whitney Houston. We are the world. We are the future. No, Michael Jackson, but I think it was a bunch of people singing that song, and that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you want to walk away with anything to say you got edified, man, just get involved into these kids' lives, because you don't know the impact that you can make amongst these kids. I didn't know what the impact that Coach Luke made. I thought I was a nobody. I thought I was that. But to these kids, I'm somebody and everybody to them. Remember.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't just let that go. You thought that you was a nobody. But I thought I was a nobody. You're somebody.
And I'm everybody to them.
And you're everybody to them. That's a tear jerker.
Yeah. When they daddy ain't them, they daddy. When they mama ain't them, they mama. When the referee ain't them, the referee. When the teacher ain't them, the teacher. When you ain't got no soda on your soda. When you ain't hungry on your food. Coach Luke, everything and everybody to them people, bro. And I make myself available for them like that. Yes. I sacrifice my own life for that.
Yes. Powerful. And what's number 2? So the first one is get involved.
Get involved. That's all. Since we you really ain't got to go too deep with this. you don't need folk. Once you indulge into the first one, you're gonna find many.
Right.
Just
Right.
get involved. Everything you need is because you getting involved. If you stay on the outside, that's when you looking for more. You're gonna need 4 on. You need 4 to be edified by this podcast. But once you get your behind involved, you don't need no more. I just told you what to do. Go get involved.
Go get involved.
And if this don't edify you, then I don't know what to tell you. You got to be in it to win it. And if you in this, we'll win as a community. See, I can't let my passion in this go and not be involved, because this is gonna rub off on them. And then if it just rub off on one kid, then I did something. What if it rub off on 1,000 kids? I really did something. And if it rub off on 1,000 kids, that means it's gonna rub off on 1,000,000 kids, because them 1,000 kids might be coaches one day. I only need one kid to come be a coach.
Yes, sir. Hey, family, if you change one, you change many. So that's what I'm taking from this talk today. You know, I know that I've been edified enough to say that if I could just make one, if I could just change, or if I could just impact, not even change, impact one, I'm impacting many. And
yes,
the future is in our hands. And I'm so grateful that, again, that you are impacting one to impact many. And I truly believe that we live long after our physical existence is gone. We live long after that. And we live long after that by the thoughts that we create that's going to live on in other people to be able to further the next.
That's your legacy.
Exactly.
That's your legacy.
What in closing out, and when we talk about legacy, Coach Luke, what do you want the world to know that's your legacy?
That I helped make a change. That I had, I got kids of my own, and I got a big extended family. And all I want to be known is that I helped make a change. I probably couldn't change it, but I helped make the change. See, let me just expound upon this real quick, sis.
Go ahead.
Back in the days, us as Blacks, we had our own going, right? And something helped make a change that sparked us from going from right to wrong, right? You see where I'm going with this? I want to be the one that help us go from wrong to right. Somebody gonna help spark that change. You see where I'm going with that? Back in the days, we was doing right, and somebody sparked the change for us to go wrong, right?
Right.
It's going to be somebody going to spark a change to go back right. I want to be a part of that. It might not be me myself, but it's something that I believe in, and some of the values that I push forward. That's a principle that I push, and that's going to be my legacy. Let that live on, that I left that here. It probably ain't going to happen this year. It probably ain't going to happen this century. It probably happen 20 centuries from now. But at least I know I was a part of that pushed that agenda forward. That change will come back around.
Okay, family, look, that's what you call movement. Let's start a movement let's continue to further the movement of I helped make a change. So today you have listened to Coach Luke. You have given us, the aspect of father, son, master barber. You have given us mentorship. You kept it real with me, bro.
Yeah, all the time, 1,000.
You kept it real with me, and I appreciate that. What's next for Coach Luke?
What's next for Coach Luke? Just to maintain. I ain't gonna say I'm content with my life, or I ain't complacent with my life, but I'm in a great spot with myself. I'm in a great spot with myself. So what's next for me is just to keep furthering it and doing what I do best. Try to sharpen my skills and hone my skills. I ain't looking to try to change nothing like I got something on the horizon that's going to be new for me or something. I'm just want to keep doing what I'm doing, but be better and greater at it.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. So I want to just go back a little bit. You have a magazine, Clippers Magazine.
Right.
and I don't have that picture to show, but do you see yourself, first of all, how can one get the magazine? And do you see yourself doing a book?
Right now, Clippers magazine is it's a business, but it's secondary in my life right now.
Okay, I understand. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's secondary because it takes a lot to run a magazine. It takes a lot to have an editorial. It takes a lot to do that, and I'm only one man. And not only do I cut hair, not only am I'm a youth football coach, I'm a parent too. And trying to run 2-3 businesses on your own is really hard. So you can't order a copy of the magazine. You can't get an issue. But mostly right now, I ain't gonna tell you the next issue ain't coming out the next year.
Yes, sir. All right, family. So, and the other question is, are you going to write a book?
Yes, I am thinking about trying to write a little ebook.
Okay.
I am thinking about trying to write an ebook, but y'all give me some time with that. It's football season, so I ain't gonna tell you no date or nothing like that. But it will be coming.
All right. So look, we got one Black man making a change here. So thank you so much, Coach Luke. Family, you have been listening to Heal on Purpose podcast. We hope that we have instilled some things into your life today, into your day that would make a change, that would get us to think right, be right, and do right, and to continue to help make our communities a decent and better place to live. I want you to know that Heal on Purpose, Repair the Black Family, has produced this podcast, Heal on Purpose. We have our new merchandise. You can definitely get your t-shirts to wear your affirmations, unapologetically healing. You don't have to say, I'm sorry for healing. Most times we find ourselves apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm sorry. No, you can just unapologetically heal. And then, of course, Heal on Purpose stands for I'm intentionally healing. Every day I'm doing something to elevate my mind, my heart, my spirit, and my way of life to heal on purpose. We're not passing down generational traumas, dramas, limiting beliefs, or self-sabotaging behavior patterns. We are passing down, family, generational healings. And your healing has and will affect everyone around you. So let's wear it. Let's talk about it. Let's see it, be it, do it. Heal on purpose, and you don't have to apologize for it. Last but not least, the Repair of the Black Family. We're going to Egypt. Okay, September 18th through the 25th, we're taking you back to the motherland to activate that next level of healing. You are not who they say you are who you create yourself to be. So we're going back to see what the guys did before us, those who walked the land before us. We're going back to tap in. So we do still have 9 spots left. We are encouraging you to experience a transformational life coaching retreat with Sister Nayyirah to activate and level up to your next level of healing. And again, we thank you so very much for tuning in. This is episode number 9, and we're going to continue to bring forth content that will help you develop your desire to heal on purpose. If I can leave you with one thing, I'll leave you with this. A quote from Maya Angelou. She said, people will not remember what you said. They will not remember what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. And I hope today, what we have shared with you, that you feel that the love that we have expressed, that you will remember that feeling as a part of this legacy, Repairing the Black Family. Thank you so much. We love you. Peace.